Welcome everybody to a coffee talk. I'm very honored today to have Salma Houerbi, yes, a senior global lead with the Target Gender Equality Project at the United Nations. So welcome to our coffee talk.
Thank you, Margaret. Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me today.
Awesome. So I thought we could start by you telling me a little bit about the UN Global Compact, because I believe that hosts the Gender Pay Gap Accelerator. Am I right? Is my understanding correct?
Yes, you're absolutely right. So yes, I work at the UN Global Compact. So what is the UN Global Compact? The UN Global Compact is the world's largest corporate sustainability initiative. So it's basically a call for companies to align their operations and strategies with some key principles in the area of human rights, gender, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. And it is within the UN Global Compact that the Target Gender Equality Project is yeah, located,
Hosted? Okay.
hosted, yes.
Okay. And a part of that is the Gender Pay Gap Accelerator, right? Because that was what caught my eye and, the reason I reached out to you.
Absolutely. So the Target Gender Equality program is basically an accelerator that supports companies, member of the UN Global Compact, to set ambitious goals when it comes to gender equality. And we focus on two key areas throughout this project. One is equal pay for work of equal value, which is probably what caught your attention. And then the other aspect that we support companies with is around enhancing women representation and leadership across all business functions.
Okay.
So
And how
maybe
does the accelerator work? Maybe you can give us a little bit of an idea.
absolutely. So I mean, I guess the idea behind this accelerator is really, as you know very well, Margaret, there is a growing need from companies to strengthen knowledge when it comes to gender equality, but more so now, with the evolving regulatory landscape and the increased stakeholder pressure, there is more and more look or interest from the company side to implement systematic measures when it comes to addressing gender equality gaps or risks across operations. And so this program is basically a 10-month learning journey that engages oftentimes two representatives from any participating company, working level representatives, and then a C-suite executive. They engage in a series of activities from performance analysis, capacity building, peer-to-peer learning on these two topics, so equal pay and diversity and inclusion. And maybe what's interesting for you to note is that while the program, is global, meaning that our project or a program is open to all companies part of the UN Global Compact, the program content is actually quite localized and accounts for the specificities of, the geographic context from which companies are operating. And yeah, and that's maybe what also makes it quite interesting, because we know when it comes to gender equality, these discussions are best tackled when they're localized, and when solutions are really not a sort of one size fits all model, but really how do we talk about gender equality in a specific geography, but also in accounting for the specific ecosystem or infrastructure of a company itself.
Amazing. So can you maybe give me a couple of examples or stories about concrete changes that companies have made going through the program?
Absolutely. So yes, as I said, what's interesting again about the Target Gender Equality Program is really its non-prescriptive nature. So instead of sort of dictating what a target should be when it comes to gender equality or target or equal pay, we believe that as part of the program, businesses will be in position to determine what's achievable and what is meaningful and salient, within their business operation. So, I mean, for us, it's very encouraging to see that 93% of our participating companies, and we've had over 2,500 in the past 5 years. The program is actually running in its 5th year this year. We've seen companies, set very different targets. But just to illustrate that diversity, I'll give you 2 examples. The
Awesome.
first is from the Spanish division of an eyewear company, which was part of the previous cohort. So after they've joined the program, what the company did, they decided to survey their customers, asking them which sustainability areas they think the company should be focusing on. And then from that, they actually leveraged on over 12,000 responses from customers to make the case to global management to make gender equality a core priority going forward. But then how they set out their KPIs, because it's a big group, they basically tasked each division to set out their own KPIs when it comes to equal pay, when it comes to diversity and inclusion, and also when it comes to diversity in general, actually. So that's one example. But then I have another example from a microfinance company in Indonesia, who throughout the program, because the content of the program is quite diverse and focuses on, on also the foundation or the sort of fundamentals when it comes to gender equality. And this company, they were made aware of, the importance of male allyship, and especially that this company is operating in a, in a male-dominated environment, coming from the more, fintech. So also that background made that conversation around male allyship really important. And throughout the program, they were provided with concrete ideas on how to actually engage men in discussions around gender equality in the workplace. And they decided to actually start there. So what they did is that they established conversational spaces among male colleagues. And then they decided that one of their targets will be to roll out a diversity and inclusivity training targeting male colleagues with focus on the local offices in rural areas. So really moving the conversation beyond, HQ to more rural discussions in Indonesia. So this is just to give you, 2 examples of like how diverse this program is. So if you're a company, you're interested in getting going on gender equality, it's a good place to start, but it's also a good place to fine-tune what policies you might have already had, or having a holistic approach to setting targets and really understanding what is salient, where should I start, and how should I do it best. That's sort of the idea of our accelerator.
That's amazing. So it has been a pleasure talking to you and learning more, but we're out of time. I'm keeping my eye on the clock. So where should companies go to learn more?
Yes, absolutely. So we just launched the recruitment for this cohort of 2024-2025, the Target Gender Equality program in March. And the recruitment ends towards the end of May. So interested companies are just invited to check out our website, which provides, detailed guidance on how to be part of this cohort and how to join the UN Global Compact.
Perfect. We will make sure to add a link so that companies can check you out. Sorry. Thank you so much for joining the Coffee Talk. This was a pleasure, and I love the examples that you gave, and such diverse samples that shows that anyone can start on their journey to gender equality. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.